What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overload here. We're going to be talking about several different horror topics in this video here today. We'll be talking about Scream 7. We'll be talking about Leprechaun 9. We'll be talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer. And then we'll be talking about The Strangers trilogy. So starting off here with Scream 7, Anna Camp gave some more comments about the film recently on the Bigfoot pod. She stated that it was really fun and she thinks people are going to really like it. Nev and I actually became friends. She's so fucking rad. I have a lot of scenes with Nev, and I have some scenes with Courtney, which is crazy. Now, it's not all that crazy. Well, from her perspective, as probably a fan of those two from the original Scream, I get that. But in context of who she's playing, because she's supposed to be playing the best friend of Sidney Prescott, yeah, that's not too crazy. And in relation to that friendship, I will tell you guys this. There is a moment in the film where that friendship is probably going to take a left turn because of how said friend is acting, or a comment they make towards Sidney after something goes down at the high school, allegedly. Now, I don't know if the scene actually went to screen, but that's just what I remember seeing on paper. So hopefully Anna Camp and Nev Campbell have some amazing chemistry, because they're again supposed to be playing best friends. And when it comes to that killer performance, you guys know I want to see Anna Camp. I know a lot of you want to see Anna Camp as well. I want to be fair with myself as a Scream fanatic. I don't really care if I know who the killer is. I don't care if the killer reveal is not shocking. If the killer reveal is shocking, that would make it even better. But being this into it, being so well versed in whodunits, I'm not going into these movies expecting to be shocked. I'm just expecting a thrilling ride and getting the killer that we should be getting with a competent performance. And right now, I think that person is Anna Camp. If you can give me a curveball and that's executed well, I'll love that too. But what do you guys think about Anna Camp's words? What do you think about her having a lot of scenes with Nev and Courtney? What is she going to be doing with Gail, other than maybe being like picked at as a red herring by Gail? I could see Gail maybe having some issues with this person. Some back and forth between Anna Camp and Courteney Cox might be very enticing to me on screen as well. Now, let's talk about Leprechaun. So we have Mark Jones, the original director of Leprechaun, who has come out and addressed the rumors on Instagram. He's made it known that he has, in fact, had discussions about returning to direct Leprechaun 9. And he's doubled down on making it clear that he wouldn't want to do this without Warwick Davis. He stressed how important it'd be to stay true to what made the first film a comedy horror classic. All of this, again, came from an Instagram video he posted over the weekend. And I really hope Mark is able to direct with Warwick back in the makeup. I'd imagine as long as it's Warwick, casual viewers won't be too bothered if this new film isn't keeping the OG movies canon. Granted, they're probably going to do that. The Leprechaun was left in a bit of a sticky situation, though, at the end of Back to the Hood, but he always tends to just pop up anywhere in these sequels. How he still got in space, who knows? But again, that's a magical creature. He can go where he pleases. So if they want to do a follow-up to Back in the Hood, I won't be upset about that. But I doubt we'll see too much like mention of what transpired in those first 6 movies. How cool would it be if they were able to get Jennifer Aniston back in the mix somehow? Even though, again, I don't see us getting a big acknowledgement of those first 6 movies. I think it's just going to be its own standalone thing with Warwick Davis back. But that'd be cool if Jennifer Aniston somehow were able to be in this upcoming film. I think the chances of us getting Warwick are greater. But, you know, I know there's people who want Jennifer Aniston back in some capacity, too. They want a real legacy sequel to that first movie and not what Leprechaun Returns was. Wasn't that what that movie was called, Leprechaun Returns? I think it premiered on Sci-Fi. Could be mistaken. I think Sci-Fi might have just aired it, but it wasn't a Sci-Fi original film. But yeah, what are you guys looking forward to when it comes to all things Leprechaun 9? Are you looking forward to Warwick Davis potentially being back? Do you want Mark Jones back? And I'm dying to know what his concept is, because when he was talking about the concept, he didn't go into too much detail, but it definitely got my ears perked to learn more. So fingers crossed all this works out and this reboot that Lionsgate announced a few years back finds new life. Now, let's talk about I Know What You Did Last Summer. I Know What You Did Last Summer currently is tracking to earn 10 to 15 million over its opening weekend. This is an updated report from the Box Office Pro. I just wanted to double back to this discussion of box office. I mean, these numbers make sense for a comeback sandwich between more popular titles. The review embargo lifting today could help it with walk-up business this weekend. Without knowing the budget, I'm still not going to call this a flop. The premiere was also a few days ago, or a couple days ago at this point, so there's a chance positive online reactions help its performance as well. Not that a large chunk of the public will believe these online reactions, since I'm noticing a shift against these initial reactions as I addressed in my video talking about the reactions. These numbers aren't shocking though. Even with the competition or without the competition, I Know What You Did Last Summer isn't this massively popular property with the general public. It's just not. It never was. It has a cult following is what the better term for this is. I'm part of it. Many of you who listen to it or listen to these videos are part of that cult following as well. But it's just not Scream. It's not Halloween. It's not what people constantly propel it to be when they are talking about these franchises. It's just not. It's not at the same table. It's not sitting with Child's Play. It's not sitting with Halloween. It's not sitting with Friday the 13th. It's just not. It consistently was not in the public eye, so therefore the public isn't going to have that much of a big relationship to it. If you're curious about the film having multiple endings, I will say that that rumor is true to a degree. A handful of people who were privileged enough to experience I Know What You Did Last Summer early didn't realize that they were all seeing different versions. The actual ending was never shown, though. The one that's coming out this Friday, and the one that a few people have now seen courtesy of the press screenings. A lot of people are in for a big surprise this weekend. Some of the things that you guys have been spreading, again, they didn't stick, which is why it was funny seeing a movie with a few different cuts get spread around online, knowing that they probably are going to pull the biggest swerve ever and drop an ending they didn't even give you guys. And that's exactly what they're doing. So get ready for the big swerve this weekend, and I cannot wait to see what people's reactions are to it. I'm not going to say what's changed, but it's going to be a swerve. Now, let's conclude this video by talking about The Strangers. So, Rennie Harlan chatted with Fangoria back in May about The Strangers, and I completely overlooked these important things that he shared, but shout out to his Tamara Home for keeping a record of these updates. He said this about the trilogy: we don't even call it a trilogy anymore because we think there's going to be more. Now, depending on how 2 and 3 go, I and many of you might just pray Lionsgate stop making these movies, because we feel like they're going to betray everything The Stranger stands for and what made that first movie such a classic home invasion film. He also stated that we learned a lot from the first movie. We studied the response and what the fans want and maybe didn't want. Did you? Did you really? Because while you may have done that in your mind, I still think that there's going to be a lot of mistakes that transpire if you go about exploring who the strangers are in the wrong way. The way I've constantly said they can do this is by not giving me any explicit answers, but having things present on screen for me to make conclusions about without making any one conclusion the right conclusion. But they're not going to do that. They're going to definitely probably spoon feed us a bunch of garbage that we don't agree with, and then we'll all go back and look at this trilogy and be like, yep, that was a mistake. That was a big mistake, and we all should have never entertained it. But hey, at least we got to see The Strangers back in some capacity, even though it was mediocre in the long run. But are you guys looking forward to The Strangers? Let me know why or why not down in the comment section below. I lied again, so we actually got one final update to discuss related to Scary Movie 6, because Marlon Wayans returned to the Big Boy TV podcast recently to discuss Scary Movie 6. He let it be known that right after the press tour is done with him in September, he is jumping right into filming Scary Movie 6, which is expected to start shooting on October 1st. At best, I'll say it's going to be shooting in October, because things could change. It might not start shooting on October 1st. But that was exciting news, because recently the rumor around Melissa Barrera's involvement has started to surface online. No confirmation on that, but I would like to think that they have pretty much an idea of who they want to star in the film. Maybe have a few cast members locked in. Two notable names, of course, Regina Hall and Anna Faris. And if Melissa Barrera is in the mix, that'd be even better for me. But hopefully, like we all have been saying, Scary Movie 6 is not this watered-down version of what we've loved about those first two films. Scary Movie, if you're someone who is easily offended, this movie probably won't be for you, because how the hell are you going to watch this one, say it's too much, if you love the first couple of films? Those first couple of films have a lot of triggering jokes by today's standards in them, and we need jokes like that still in this movie today. But you guys let me know what you think about all this down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. In the description, I have links to all my social media accounts. I am on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there, of course. Let me know if there are any movies, news, or reviews you'd like me to cover in the future. And with all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.